One of the first thoughts after you understand that our primary function is education, it's built on relationships. So the first thing you think about is how do you sustain those hugely important relationships that drive the entire organization, and particularly our relationship with our students and our kids and our families. Immediately, people stepped up within our staff. People that are in our schools and people in facilities and educational assistants and the bus drivers and teachers, administrative staff, wanted to look for ways that they could contribute to this effort. And they all work collaboratively to make it happen.
My first thought was, what does that mean? Suspended. Does that mean schools are closed? Well, not really, because it doesn't say that. It says in-class is suspended, which has never happened in my lifetime. It was kind of taking a deep breath and thinking, now what? How do we proceed?
Collaboration, working with our senior team, working with our principals and our vice principals. Many of our custodial and operations staff had to be brought together, considered, and where do we go next?
I knew that we were going to be moving into more of a community support role. So my thought was, okay, what is that going to be and how could we help? So I really wanted to focus on that, shifting those gears into that kind of train of thought. We play a critical support function into what operations does for our facilities and our community. Within operations, our staff make sure that our facilities are safe, that they're clean, that they're reliable, and that way they're available to help perform the necessary functions in time of need. They play that critical role, and so it was pivotal to have them on the ground doing their jobs to make sure those facilities were available.
We have to keep a safe environment for the administration staff. We have to keep a safe environment for the children, for the teachers, for the general public. Now that it's, open to the public with the food programs and that kind of thing, we have to make all of our surfaces nice and clean, make it safe.
When March 14th things were changing, I thought, that could be a bit hard for the kids because we're a close-knit little group, and just the children, I thought, needed the personal connection. Sometimes the students will come here and I'll be on the porch area. Other times I'll go to them, it was all right with all the families, and visit them at their house. We'll just meet out on the sidewalk and have a chat. That brought great joy for me to be able to see them, and I think it was being very special for the children to have that connection as well.
My mom is an essential healthcare worker. She works on Peaceful Seas, and my dad works too, so I have to come here. That's the only place I can really go.
We haven't had a major interruption to our way of life in about 75 years. I try to look at it as an adventure. And how can we make do? I think everyone should be able to ride a bike if they're capable. And to ride a bike, I think you need to know something about bikes, how they work, what needs to be maintained on them, and what needs to be repaired, like tires. Today we changed a flat tire. So we took it off the rim and patched it, put it back together, pumped it up, and sent him on his way. And I think it's important for kids to be able to do that.
The priorities are for those students, kids, and families that we connect with at a very elemental level of supporting in some way. And I would include supporting food and basic needs and part of those relationships as they come into our schools and some of the programs. Since students couldn't be in our schools and our breakfast programs, lunch programs, and snack programs throughout the day couldn't function in the manner that we were able to do them previously. So we had to look for ways and reach out to community partners that we're already working with and see how do we pivot that to get that same connection with families and kids and support them in regard to food security.
Prior to this pandemic, Nourish Couchen provided breakfast, snacks, and a few lunches to the schools. When this happened, we were right in the middle, pretty much, of a spring break, looking for some time off, and we had to change that very quickly in planning, having meeting with the school district and how we were going to continue reaching out to those kids. In partnership with the school district, actually, they came on board really fast. We were able to come with a plan how we could reach the kids and continuing to support, but that went from feeding just the children to feeding entire family. We went from sending food to classes to sending home. The things that we're sending that are not pre-made are basic staples: pasta, the rice, the vegetables, the fruit, and eggs. But most of the soup, the curries, the pasta sauce, we're doing that in-house. Every week, the hampers are between 340 to over 400 families. Things need to be done in very large quantities.
We do every week through our staff deliver food personally to families. And the bus drivers were a huge part of that. We couldn't get the food from Nourish Couchen to the different schools and stops that we do in order to provide food.
We still maintain a little bit of that boundaries between us knowing who the kids are, because the school district is taking care of that. So it's a really, really great partnership because it is a lot of work getting all this logistics together. I'm feeling very honored and privileged to be able to continue to do our job, which wouldn't be possible without the support of the community.
I feel very fortunate that all of the people in this Cowichan Valley School District were able to come together and to start building an infrastructure of support for all of our students, our families, across this overall community, to support everyone that has been impacted by this particular emergency.
The school district is so united with the community. It is all of our staff are reaching out more because we've become more a part of the community, and the community is reaching in to us as well. The school district is providing not only education, but community support.